Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
Yeah, you're all going to see the you can run but you can't hide when God's curses find your lives. What you're doing is physical, all of you. What I'm doing is metaphysical, spiritual from God. And there's no doubt. The church is a fake. Law enforcement's a fake. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's every grifter thought and process that could be imagined, yet let me exist. You know who's at the pinnacle of all this money trickling into the nation? Putin, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, liberal, Republican, doesn't matter. You go up the chain of Lenexa PD, who's ordering these hits on me, you're going to find foreigners taking over our nation. Well, they're causing all our... This is a homeless operation. This is an operation to make somebody homeless. Fuck you and fuck your efforts to rehouse people. It's a fucking scam. No fucking credit. No fucking credit. If you're allowing unhousing on one side, then your rehousing is a fucking scam. And a piece of shit. You're not testing anybody, any of you. What you're engaged in is spycraft and psychological warfare. Malcolm X brought it up back in the 60s. It's never stopped, and it's actually refined. Refined into a killing machine, into a sexualizing machine, whatever their joy for the day is. Let's make that person this. But how do they do that? Oh, that person is this. Make it happen. So how is it effective? How does it move? Put a case on someone that's innocent. Pretty effective, right? If you want to have a peaceful life, you let us do what we want, which includes running drugs, running prostitutes, sexual trafficking, human trafficking, whatever we're into. Let us run it and get rich, and we'll let you into something. We have to understand, what kind of people do that? Narcissistic, psychotic, sociopaths, despots, murderers, rapists, so on and so forth. So what's the most powerful case to put on someone? Murder, probably. But what's the next most powerful, and probably more powerful because it's easier to scam it? Sex criminal. All it takes a few statements. Again, who's paying for it? MBS, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Putin, China. So they point back and forth. Oh, they're taking money from so-and-so. They're taking money from so-and-so. What's the reality? They're all taking money from so-and-so. Because that's the system they built. You don't get anywhere unless you take money from a crook for being a crook. Oh, but I got the badge, so, possession is 9/10 of the law. Right, you possess people. See, that's a cue. It never would have been seen if this day never came. Possession, demonic possession, is 9/10 of the law. 9/10 of law enforcement is the possession, demonic possession of the people from law enforcement into crime. 9/10 of law enforcement operation is possession of the people into crime. to include their coworkers when they get that froggy thing going. Because one girl likes the other guy, and they're all mad, and the one guy's asleep. Cue clue, fuckheads. Your system is shit. I spit on Johnson County. Your system is Satan. I spit on Johnson County. You came here and destroyed the peace, all you, with your witchcrafts and your spycrafts and your psychological torturing. God's really mad at that guy at Rose Hill. Don't put it on me. See, what's happening is that guy's freaking out inside. He's about 75 years old, I guess, or 70. And he acts all folksy while he's fucking it. Double-tongued, double-faced. And now I'm supposed to believe that the cop came and said, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" That's part of the psychological operation. It's called gaslighting. It's called crazy making. But it's at the CIA level, therefore it's spycraft and psychological torture. No, like it's not happening. They're trying to move the psychological illness angle. And that's the one you're going to get fucked the hardest for. You are here setting up a murder of a citizen of the United States for foreign powers. In reality, whether you know that or not is neither here nor there. Watch the Justice Department. They'll empower foreigners before they'll empower us. Everything they do screws the average person. It's because they're in the pockets. They're all extorted because they did something. Remove that curse. They call this the prison yard because they're all walking. Yeah, this woman here, she's all frazzled. What up? How you doing? All right, I'm broadcasting online. Not a video, just an audio. Right. I want to let them know. Sometimes, they what it is, the deep state will get it in their minds. Again, the deep state is a deep state of mind. The deep state is Trump. Trump's part of the deep state. The Democrats have their deep state cells. So what's happening is they're fighting one another and then killing the average person's life out. And it's really a commodity of buying and selling. It's in the Bible. I didn't get it from there. I knew you were doing it before I could connect the two dots, or God connected the two dots. So they create this world where you have to pay money to take out that person because that person's dangerous. But why is that person dangerous? They're not dangerous. It's a scam. If one of them gets a wild hair, they just do it. And then you're in that gristmill for the rest of your life. But they'll all go to hell and have gone to hell. Like I told you, one of the Koch brothers, he's off in hell. But he did all his charity. We had to charge. No. You ran spycraft operations. You're a devil. Your brother was a devil. And you'll both go to hell. But why does Koch brothers have money? Because the foreigners know they're pieces of shit. So they let them have money. And actually give them money. The low-grade people isn't even close to what you all are. So anybody that was ever shot in Johnson County could have been a setup using spycraft to cause the person to act out. Going back, probably 30, 40 years. But why do we do it? No, it's not real, all of you. Quit putting it out there like it's somehow real. The real pedophiles are out there, and they're paying you. Now, if they don't have money, I'm sure you arrest them. Real sex sex criminals, sex traffickers, narcotics users are out there paying you money. Yes, you can show some arrest, but it's a scam. I mean, you have to show something, right? If you don't do something, well, why does the Justice Department arrest you for that? Because they're part of it. There's no doubt. Every once in a while, I can get them to move an investigation, or I move with one of their investigations. Doesn't mean that they're okay. I mean, God used the ne'er-do-wells of the Bible against various communities, including Israel. So again, they're going to do this until they have it all set up. So what they did is they kept me occupied while they were wiring the rental community for criminal activity against me. I'm paranoid. You fucking did it. I'm not a fucking criminal. You fucking did it, all of you. You're all fucking criminals. Because I use fucking, you have a problem with that? You use fucking. But you get in front of people and go, hi, my wife is, and ooh, folksy. And that's the beauty of it? Well, fuck you, devils. You just admitted to being deceivers. There's things going on in the spiritual world that you all can't hear. And that's a lot of what's being worked here, because they'll respond back inside. Because outside they'll be like, oh, hi, buddy. There is no lawful test of anybody moving into a community, first off. Second, they are not dealt with a situation where they have to, what's the word they use? They use, after years of me explaining how it was criminal, they brought in a new term, something technology. Disruption technology. It's not disruption technology. It's not that they have to check me out before I move in. There's no lawful mechanism for that. And it's not even real. What they're doing is isolating me so that who I really am cannot be seen until they can pay enough people and put enough people around me to make a fabrication. So no matter what I say or what I do, it's actually grooming. I've never groomed a fucking person in my life. You fucking people are filthy groomers. You're sitting here trying to groom people for crime and pedophilia with your fucking psychological tortures and your depletion. You fucking sex cult fuckheads. Am I violent? Fuck you. I'm not violent. God's violent. And God will destroy every last fucking one of you. What am I supposed to say? Oh, baby, it's okay. What am I supposed to say for you? What do you fucking want? Nothing, right? You want to fucking kill someone. You fucking devils. You fucking devils. You know you're shooting people's blood pressure up, you fucking devils. Oh, just take a pill. Take a little pill. So now what? You really care about the pill? You just want to discredit me with the pill? No. You're part of that money because you invested in pharmaceuticals. You see, that's how it really works on the feed. They may not even, on the surface, know what they're doing, although some of them know it. I hope you and your fucking family are going off the earth right fucking now. Take the whole fucking thing and shove it into fucking hell. So we can end that fucking thing. It's a family thing, believe me. The people that molest their children, these are children. They're also witchcraft and devils. That's how they cover it, like Trump and his Ivana. So that's what's going on in reality. The rest is a fucking illusion. A fucking criminal fucking county. Remember, don't act out physically. I always tell you that. They won't tell you that. That's what they're doing. They're driving around not testing people, using known psychological methods that cause violence. That's what they do all day. That's what they're doing here all day, because they don't want to look at the sex trafficking over there. They don't want to look at the narcotics distribution over there because they get their money from it. They know the little messages they get online. Let that person be, and all of a sudden you got a new Bronco. Hey! Go after that innocent person. Bam! A new house. No, it's not God. The Bible never told you that God had the ability to do anything for you here. Not at all. In fact, it said that you would have nothing. So now you've reversed it to the gospel of have. They know they see it. Have. We have. There's that piece. Somebody else said I was involved in this guy. What are we supposed to live a life like you? No, my life wouldn't exist like this if you didn't exist like that. And that's what we're here to do. Make sure that you don't exist like that if God has to destroy the entire planet. No, fuck you is a very effective term. I don't want you to think I'm afraid of saying it because you put something into my head. I mean, they fantasize all day. Like, you know how you are. Like, okay, you walk down this street. You're like, I don't like walking down this street. I'm going to go back to the way I walked before. They'll go, we stopped them. We're walking down that street. That's really, really are. They're insane. Insane beyond anything. Can you imagine somebody that takes a child molestation case and puts it on an innocent person while not putting on the person that did it, while getting paid to not put those cases on people? Can you imagine the sickness and the piece of shit those people are? It's a sickness. They're ghouls, man. They're devils and ghouls. You wanted to reveal yourselves, all of you. I'm just trying to live my life. That's where God is with it. If I had the ability to live my life without you doing this, then we wouldn't have seen anything. And then that would have been okay. Because it would have been somebody else's job to do that. And if they didn't speak out, then they piece of shit like all of you, really. Oh, you're fucking crooks, man. You're filthy. You're not keeping anybody safe. You're full of shit. Oh, we're just killing the black people. Yeah, you are killing black people, but you're causing children to be molested. And you know what? A lot of it they don't even investigate. Yeah, there's 10 times the sex crime in this city or this county than what they say. I guarantee it, because they got the scam on, where they're going after innocent people. When they go after innocent people, there's a surety that they're also covering for sex criminals. Oh, wait, something's not working here. Oh, the battery fell off. Where the hell did it go? I wonder if I lost it. Yeah, this thing will work with this thing. I gotta walk back, see if I find it. Looks like it might be over there. Now I used a different battery. The other one works better. I just didn't charge it up last night. It's better than this other guy. He got it. But see, this is what's going on here. We got to heal it. The guy lost his wallet last night. This guy found it. I should have used my other battery. It's lighter and it sticks better. It's a curse, man. Another guy lost his. I'm broadcasting, so don't say anything you don't want to be heard. Another guy lost his wallet already, so he lost his wallet. So if you find a wallet, he was drinking last night, so I don't know if he may have misplaced it, but I think he lost it. He said he thought somebody tried to change his PIN number already online, so for his car, for one of his cards. So if you find a wallet, it's.
Sure, I'll turn it into the office.
Yeah. What's that?
I said if I see it, I'll turn it.
Well, that's great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You found my battery, held it up. I just had this thing in the head. And again, you can't mind the cue in your mind if it's blocked from being effectuated, even if you want to. It's got to be like, you need to get back to that, but we can't do it right now. Again, I can see past what you're doing. Some people be like, oh, I couldn't take it till this day. But the whole time, God's trying to work me to maybe take a vitamin or something. Because you can't, they're still blocking that. Because if I went for it, then something else would hit me. But I have this thought with God in the head that this battery here, the other one, the new one I bought was lighter and thinner. And even though this one's like smaller in size, it's thicker. And so God said, I put new Velcro on it. It just didn't stay. That's probably because I couldn't use the side Velcro. How you doing? So I think I'll push it over here. Maybe it'll sit better. But yeah, I have some side pieces of Velcro. I have to leave some of the venting open. Or I think I do. I don't even know if you need it. This thing probably doesn't heat up all that much. especially with what I'm doing. Yeah, if I put 2 or 3, actually it only has one in, but it actually has the 3.5 millimeter too. But I am running 4 to 8 volts. So that could heat it up, the phantom power. I mean, it's just disgusting. They're in your heads, blocking you from the true emotion of what they're doing. And like, I'm not the type of person that gets involved in anything other than helping people. That's really where I was. I was like, I don't want anything to do with politics. I don't want anything to do with this. And I just help people. And that's it. And every time I help someone, they try to make up a story. And what they want to do is they want to stop me from doing good work. So they pretty much, it's pretty much not there. So what they do is they say, well, that woman, he abuses that woman. He's trying to have sex with that woman. That's why he's giving her money. Well, just you wait. And they keep trying to move us together to make that happen. I mean, it got to the point, and no, I'm not the same as her, because like, you're doing the same thing else. No, you're not helping me. You're actually fucking my life. So why are you trying to act like it's the same relationship I had with her? Because what she's doing is she's, again, they're trying to mimic a mental illness. I would give her money, and and then like she would talk to me, for like a few minutes, and then I wouldn't hear from her again. Even at some point, she'd go, "Fuck you," and she'd like shut me off. So it got down to the point she's like, "You're gonna buy me." She buy me. She goes, "Fuck you! You're gonna buy me a tent and a sleeping bag." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, no, I can't. I said, "Well, let's talk. Let's get online." No, fuck you. So I was at the point where I couldn't allow her. Somebody's busting in a call that says the Oklahoman. This used to be a newspaper I had. Oh, we have cookies on you. We all have cookies. Yeah, fuck you and your cookies. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Hey, what is she doing? Is she in my room? Make sure she doesn't go in my room there. Or is she? What is she doing? No, she's not. She's in my room next to me. Make sure she doesn't go in my room. No, there's nothing in there that I don't want her to see. It's just I need to take care of my own stuff. I don't even have any other linen. And I know they're in her head, but there's a certain point I can't feed that fantasy. Right. I don't need anything in here, okay? I don't know if you're going to do it. All right, good. All right. All right, great. So yeah, she got to the point where she would just kind of say, fuck you, you're going to buy me this. And I'm like, no, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk, at least talk about things that maybe we could strategize. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, Connecticut's a beautiful place to live. If you're going to live in a tent for a while, you should, because what's going to happen is it's going to get cold in the fall. And being disabled, no matter what her income had been, she could probably get into housing, especially if I was there to explain it to them, that this is part of the issue, that she goes off and she doesn't really have the ability to understand. It could get her money, no, actually, because it's housing. Again, she didn't even have to pay for housing. It wasn't like any money changed hands. They directly paid for her housing. They paid for her utilities. But I understand she was being harassed. But again, getting back to something like that, and I'm sure Colorado has that. Or not Colorado, I mean Connecticut. They're trying to push me off to Colorado. I'm not going to Colorado, but I fuck you to hell, all of you. And that's going to probably be at least 6 months. I paid taxes to live here. I paid property tax. And I'm going to get my use out of it. Believe me, I'll get my use out of it. Again, nothing physical, but I'll curse them to hell. So she was sitting there. So they try to say, like, oh, no, Sam, they're from the Bible. You're just like her. No, you're fucking me. In other words, she's transferring what they're doing to her to me. I'm not doing that. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for me to transfer it to someone else. The Attorney General's a piece of shit. I didn't transfer anything to him. He's a fucking piece of shit. Every fucking officer out here fucking doing this to me. Every fucking agent out here doing this to me. They're doing their job. Fuck them and fuck him. Does that mean I like Trump? No. Fuck him and fuck everybody with him. Fuck everything. Whoa. let's destroy the fucking place. I don't give a shit. It ain't worth staying, God. Get rid of it. Even for the little gazelle, they get trumped by the lion. Destroy the planet for that. God should destroy the planet for all the evil here, including the little gazelles that are trying to drink water, and the lion kills them. God should do it. Just destroy it, God. Take it out. God, destroy the planet. It's evil. There's nothing left worth it being here. Government's gone evil. The lion's gone evil, eating the gazelle. No, it's a nasty world. Now, God always reminds me of that part. Like when we're like, well, that could be a redeeming quality over there, and he goes, well, look what's happening over here. These animals are being torn apart. God wants the planet destroyed, and he's using me to do it. And Satan's like, oh, God's using you. God hates us all. I'll gladly destroy the planet with God. Now, what they're doing is they're destroying our lives individually, which also destroys the planet. But what I'm doing is I'm putting it on everyone so that they are affected also, and maybe even more so. All they have to do is stand down. But at this point, God says they have to make good. Again, we're speaking about your system, all of you. You have to make good by paying more. My life would be worse if I actually forgave them. And I did forgive them. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing anything physical to them. I'm not out there beating you on your other cheek. I'm not doing that. But God. So, yeah, it just got to the point where I was reinforcing what they were trying to get her to do. So I said, I can't do that. Because I know what's going to happen. She's not going to stay in Connecticut. I didn't owe her anything. I don't owe that woman a darn thing. Never did, never will. But I took it as my responsibility to try to get her somewhere. And I've done it in the past. They just screwed it up. And I'm still with her in spirit. If she moves to the point where she contacts the government and gets in a program, I'll be there to help her. Really, for her, that's a good place to be because that's where she grew up. She's a white woman. It's probably easier to be that there than it is in some of the other places she's been, especially the racists in New Mexico hate black people and white people. And again, it keeps coming up, and they keep bringing up that case in the pickup truck in New Mexico. The guy gets pulled over, DWI. He's got some girl that he impregnated, got a bunch of kids in there. The way they try to act like I am and I'm not. But let's go through that and analyze that. There's no way that they didn't know that guy was a pedophile prior to that. And if the state trooper, takes him to task on it, it doesn't mean that their state does that normally or naturally. So again, that's what they got going on in New Mexico. But I mean, it's obvious that people in that community knew he was a pedophile. So they're not people really looking for pedophiles. They're looking to cover up their own pedophilia by, what do they call that? Not overreacting. It's projection, but it's, I guess it'd be like over-enforcing against innocent people. They shut it down in New Jersey. I know New Jersey finally shut down one of those shows because it's bullshit. They're not going to speak about it because they don't want to risk, other things. But I'm sure they got caught isolating and running a forced pedophilia program. That's what's actually happening here. That's the goal. To deplete me so much that I would do whatever you wanted, and then at some point they would require pedophilia. Or make me believe that I'm investigating pedophilia with them. And they've done that before. So again, I guess in a way I was part of what they were part of, in that I believed I was doing something. But I still turned my stuff in. I might have missed one or two things, but I turned most of my stuff in. Again, their goal is to get me to investigate something and then attack, like they just did. There's several things that I didn't get to because they attacked my life, and I have to defend it. And I'm also defending the community here. So again, while you're in the middle of something and they say you shouldn't be investigating, of course I should be investigating. Years ago, you might have been true that I shouldn't be investigating, and I moved on. But that wasn't good enough for all of you. Why? Because you killed Jonathan Luna, and you tried to do the same thing to me. Because you're paranoid. I mean, they're freaks, man. They're ghouls. Don't even think that they're there trying to help you. Yeah, I worked with these people. I know exactly what's going on. Now, I didn't know exactly what was going on back then, but they'll smile to you. And once you trust them and move forward with them, then they try to stab you in the back and kill you. I mean, kill you. They're into murder, man. They're bloodsuckers. Like they're really frustrated because we're at the half-hour mark and they're trying to reject. Well, maybe you should stop speaking. Because when I speak for an hour, it pisses them off. Because in their mind, it's entrenched psychotically that they have to decrease the amount of time I speak, and then I won't speak anymore at a certain point because they did it to someone else. They're psychos, man. They've killed people. Who do we kill? That's them. But remember, the pedophiles in New Mexico are part of their thing, and they're out there doing the same thing. I have no victims. If I curse you, you're not my victim. You did what I said that you did to me. And I don't care if you say, well, they're working for us. Fuck you. Then you're a piece of shit, too. It works like that. What they think is, well, the Justice Department okayed it and we okayed it, so it's okay. No, it's not okay. You just admitted to being a criminal. And a devil at that. So again, they took over. It's foreign powers. They're killing all of us, except for their rich cronies. And they're only rich because they gave them money. But if you fought the system, we'd all have money. I'll fuck this county all day long, man. I don't give a shit. I have nothing to lose, all of you. You all have something to lose. And you're already losing it. Take a look around. I mean, you live in a cesspool community where some kid pops off and shoots two other kids. Your children will judge you. It's in the Bible. They're my child, they're their child, and they're liberals. No, you're the conservative that cursed them and pushed their family down so that would happen. And use psychological warfare methods that were leaked from CIA years ago so you can enrichen yourselves with extortion, racketeering. Alexa PD is extortion and racketeering. No, they're not empowering your community. They're depowering it and telling you a story, a fabrication around it. That's why you have nothing here. It's fucking garbage, man. Filth, drugs, prostitution, people shooting each other all day. I'm thinking about the whole entire county and also the metro area. Oh, the Justice Department doesn't take care of things. They, we gave them the opportunity on many occasions to take care of it. Fuck them. And fuck everything else, okay? We're just not here to accept that you're God on earth, all of you. And that's really what they want to become. They're obsessed with being God on earth. Oh, there's no doubt that some of the LGBTQ people are evil. I said that, but they're predominantly not there yet. I'm seeing that they're moving in that direction, where they're going to, oppress other people. That's what the thing's trying to trigger. That's what the spies are trying to trigger, where the LGBTQ people where they don't even accept neutral people. Again, I was speaking to the guy that lost his wallet. Actually, it's either one side or the other, and that's bullshit. Anybody that's with God will tell you it's not only one side or the other. You're with God, and then you try to work through all sides equally. Again, we've had decades of manipulation of communities into the violence that you see, but it came from Lenexa PD, Overland Park PD, Olathe PD, federal agents, setting up a scam. You need us, and then the more they do it, the only thing you can't do is act out and shoot somebody, but you can in some cases. Why did that kid run or drag the cop? He may have been operated by that cop and others for a decade, and he believed they were going to kill him. And they say, well, what was my officer supposed to do? Your officers were supposed to not operate him for 10 years using CIA methods that he got off on and got paid for. Yeah, he got a new Bronco. Go check that officer's life on the Crump's page that shot that one guy that was supposedly dragged him. Again, a lot of officers will force the person to drag them instead of stepping away sanely like everybody else. In other words, don't grab on to a person that's fleeing. Get on your radio, call somebody else. Again, that's like a hero status, but it's a bullshit hero status. You're an idiot for hanging on to a vehicle. And there's cops that would say that if they felt comfortable saying it. There's cops who are in situations like that didn't get drugged or dragged, whatever it is, because they let go and step back, which is what any sane person does. And they get on the radio, and I mean, right? That's what they teach in the academy, right? Basic law enforcement. If that cop was working for what was that airline? It sucked somebody in the engine. I'd blame the cop. What'd you do? Just jump up in the engine? I was trying to fix it. That's why I threw myself into it. It's like like those people that fall down. Oh, you hit me. Cops are known for that. Again, that's the idea. Stop resisting! Stop resisting! You don't look like he's resisting me. So again, when one cop does that, you have to realize that that's an institutionalized scam. There's times when you didn't catch it. That's apartheid. There's no doubt. And if you use psychological methods enough, you'll create reasons to do that. Kind of like, sticking yourself inside of a car and not letting go. In reality, that officer put the public at risk. If he would have stepped back, pulled another vehicle, there would have been a risk, but it would have been a more controlled risk. Again, if you engage in a fleeing and eluding program, as I described, you probably have a lot less worry. But again, they don't want to take the officers and put them into something valid, because they would have to take the officers from the scam program, the psychological torture program. They'll say it's proven it's a law enforcement intelligence, and we calculate who's going to act out next, and fuck you. Then why do people that have never been in that program theoretically shot somebody? Because your program's bullshit. And then when a person acts out, see, I told you they were going to act out. No, your program did that. Omar Martin's part of something like that. They operated them. They go, well, we weren't there for 10 months. Well, the way you operate people, that lasts a lifetime. Oh, you just admitted to something that we have to test every week because you might be crazy. See, again, they try the old reversal, but it doesn't work. So Omar Mateen was operated, and that could cause what happened a lifetime afterwards. It's not sound. It's not okay. It isn't a trade-off of security and all these other things. It destroys our nation and caused the Pulse nightclub shooting. However, the agents come here, the task force comes here, the PIs come here, and they do that. Then when they leave, the local PD guys do it because they want a Bronco. They want to be on that task force. They want that after-employment job. So no, it wasn't 10 months. I guarantee you, because I know, was that Seminole County? What was that? Well, I know for a fact Seminole County, the sheriff, I guess, he does it. They do it. I felt it. I was in a gym. I was riding my bike. I just pulled up into a gym that I had a membership from in Florida. So I get like a drink of water or buy some water or a drink or something. I forget what it was. Or maybe I worked out. I can't remember what I did, but I went in and said, hi, everybody. Hi, I love your gym. And I'm not grooming anybody, but that's their scam to get away with, saying that that's not my personality. What's not my personality is to say, fuck you, but I don't give a shit. There is a point where somebody has an obligation to say, fuck you. And say it boldly, strongly, and continually. But I was there, and I think, did I step outside or I was still inside? But I saw like 7 Seminole Sheriff's Department vehicles. So they pulled like 7 vehicles out to fuck me. I think I was outside and they were looking at me, and I'm like, what? But I could feel it, I'm supposed to go, hey, I'm cowering! Cowering! So I know they have the anti-power to cause the Pulse nightclub shooting within law enforcement and local law enforcement within Florida. So the FBI says we haven't been there in 10 months. Well, that's neither here nor there. What you just did to me here could cause disability for the rest of my life. No, I'm not weak. And no, I'm not. It doesn't mean somebody's weak. It means you're a devil, all of you. It means you're a crook, all of you. It means you're a criminal. It means you're organized crime. It means you're filth. You're trash. You've betrayed the United States. You go after innocent people while real pedophiles and sex criminals get rich and grease your palms. It's a little different when I say it than what the scam is that QAnon people. They're a bunch of crooks anyway. They're just another cell of the deep state. QAnon and all those Trump people, another deep. Trump says he's fighting the deep. No, they're all just another cell of the deep state. So when I tell you what you're doing, that's more effect, right? Because I'm honest and I'm not part of it. But you try to make people believe I'm part of it. They come around and they drive around people and try to make them think that it's me doing it or that I'm part of it. Took a while for me to make inroads again here because they did that. They harassed the people that lived here. So again, there should be limitations. There obviously are no limitations in what they're doing to upset the people and upset the people's lives. So the Pulse nightclub shooter, again, that's probably a poor one for me to use because the conservatives go and the cops go, well, they're gay. That's why they got shot. It's okay, right? I mean, they're freaks. Ghouls. So what happened is when the FBI left, the sheriff's department took over and harassed Omar Mateen additionally. This idea where they're just trying to get somebody on medicine or trying to get this, it's all bullshit. It's all exactly what I say it is. I'm listening to. They're trying to come up with what to say next. There's like several thoughts coming at the same time. Like, nah, it could work. Nah, it's not gonna work. It's my religious right to say that I can hear God, and God has empowered me to be a psychic. It really is. And it's actually been proven. That's the weird part. It's been proven more than anybody in history, even more than Jesus. Have you seen Jesus do anything? Of course, you saw it in your life, kind of. But then again, you're saying the same thing I'm saying. What's weird is, and I don't, it may have been them, because they go, well, Jesus is the only one that heals. It could have been one of their operators, because they do that too. They come on, and that's a violation of religious rights for one of their operators to come on and counter your religiosity while they isolate you and beat you down and ridicule you. Government did that. There are all the people. They'll be out today. It's nice and cool. I mean, it's very humid, but it's supposed to rain more. That's the problem. It didn't rain enough. I think we're due for some more rain today. But what it's doing is what it did when I was in Oklahoma City. It's going north and south of us. So again, could it be the Russian satellite? It could be. It could be Putin's head. So again, that's the quandary. And again, I'm not confused. You are moving fiscally off. And no, I shouldn't accept it. Because you could be a cartel. And you're going to do something to my apartment. And you know that thought's there. That's why you do it. No, I should be able to go there like everyone else, get the apartment that's available, and move in within 2 days. That's the law. No, there's no disruption technology required. You're fraudsters, all of you. You're Ponzi scheme fraudsters. Again, look at the crime. Oh no, it's the narcotics. You are the narcotics, all of you. You ever notice law enforcement officers do that and law enforcement leaders do that? They point to the crime as if they're detached from it. You should fire them. All of them. Gone. Hire a new police department. Bring in some retired people to run it until you get something up and running. Not good retired people. Call in the state police if they're not part of it. I don't know if they are or not. Tell them patrol will exit till you get a new police department in. National emergency. State emergency. They're running a racket. They're trying to whoop people up into being so they could shoot them. Or at least beat them down. That's some summation of what's going on here. When they have that kind of mind, you have no law enforcement any longer. You have no hope for your people not to use drugs, not to be into prostitution, et cetera, so on and so forth. Let me be the governor. That's why I'm not the governor, right? Now you know. Let me be the governor. We'll bring the state police and get rid of your police department with an indictment. People will gladly indict these cops, believe me. They know that they're taking out their family members. And their friends, etc. Including the coworkers. Do you have any suicides here? Law enforcement suicides? Did you have a spate of them? Oh, there's a spate of them because the FBI psychologist says. Believe me, the FBI psychologist is more than the FBI. Although I don't like Trump, the woman that tried to commit him, she's bullshit. But she does that in life. That's who she is. She's a quote unquote FBI psychologist. They come along, trigger her. That guy gets put away. That gal gets put away. You want to bring up the topic? I'll bring it up, all of you. I'll tell them exactly who Johnson County Mental Health is. Sellout pieces of shit. They'll even tell him, well, he doesn't get to read the Bible. Okay, you can't read. Every time you read the Bible, they jump you and beat you. That's what goes on in these mental hospitals. And no, it's not the liberals. Conservatives do that. But of course, there are some liberals. So they're messing around with my bank accounts and stuff. Little like, what do they call that? Poltergeist shit. They're trying to screw my credit. I'm not sure what happened, but I think what happened is, I don't remember that they don't do usually, and I know they don't. They don't do like when you at the end of the cycle, they report your balance to the credit agency. What they did is they reported it before I paid it off. Like, haha, got you. Right. Because my credit score would have went up like probably 2 points, like 782. So I'm stuck at 780 because of that. I'll pay it off at the close of cycle. Looks like it's going to work well. It's just the new credit card. The problem is I don't have the date around the beginning of the month for the cycle to close. That's like the key I never saw. But I don't see these things because of them. They're blocking. God could have told me when I was 10 years old, put the pay date on your credit card, the close of cycle date. You put your pay date like a day or two after your payday, and then the cycle closes a few days later, and then you have a low balance. Right. And then your credit score goes up. But when the credit card comes, it's like the middle of the month, so I don't have to. But it doesn't matter because I think I can adjust it so it works because I have other credit cards. But I won't get that initial bonus as fast because I won't be using it as much because I don't have to strategize, so it doesn't have a balance at the close of cycle. Oh, I'm on here. Is that people seeing me? My camera's on. I guess not. But you all are because you're watching. You're probably the ones that turned it on. Probably saw me laughing at you. I was speaking. I had to hold back laughter. Oh, there, you see me at the bottom. Hi, it's me. I can't see my screen. They're effing me. Can't see my screen. So again, when you're operating, that happens there in the middle like that. And then you have to... where's my settings screen? They're doing something to make that not work. Oh, they were blocking me from getting it. There we go. Settings. Oh. First, I'll do it I'll put it in the back camera first, and that'll take care of it. Right. But how do I turn the camera off? I can't find it. Oh, it is off. Why is it on? Somebody hacked it. I turned my camera on with it off. I'm allowed to laugh. I think it's comical at a certain point. I'm not that vested in it. But I love fighting you all. Because you're all corrupt. You're all the devils of the planet. The real devils. Not the ones that the church points out. So there's nothing like beating you all down. And I mean that metaphysically. Nothing like, wielding God's power and beating you all down. Well, but we're in church. Don't you get it? Church will get you nowhere. What's this good-looking woman being here for? We're not good-looking people here. Get away! She got a Beamer SUV. She's just stayed at extended stay. That's one of the things when you stay at extended stay. Like, a lot of people don't know that, like, this is a residence for people that, can't live anywhere else or like me, I'm being blocked. Right? I'm not the only one who's blocked. There's other people who are blocked. They mixed marriages, they'll block them. That's really going on. Again, that's part of what started this. I was a mixed marriage, and I got around fundamental Baptist. My wife was Asian. Well, they hold deep-seated beliefs that shouldn't happen. That it's an abomination to have a interracial marriage. They won't say it to your face, and of course, being asleep, I couldn't figure it out till later. Believe me, they're the ones that live in glass houses, not me. They tried to make it look like I lived in a glass house because they knew they were being investigated. At a certain point, they get the thought, wait a minute, this isn't making sense. Now he's laughing at us. Thanks, Larry. That's why they're doing this. They've been in glass houses their whole life. So when you grew up, these same people that are around me right now, they were killing their classmates with psychology and spells. Their families are devils. They wake up to demon capabilities. But they could be a preacher. They could be Joel Osteen. But Joel Osteen just comes out as somebody neutral. But I don't know. Well, I don't believe that he's looking to take God and get rid of the evil completely. If it doesn't, if it affects his life. Again, he's got so much that he doesn't want to lose it. So again, he has a little too much focus on that. But as far as being the deep state, I don't think he's looking for deep state. Like some preachers are deep state, and they're looking for deep state opportunity. Also being called secret society, being called the beast, that kind of thing. I'm almost here for an hour. That work. Well, it's a nice day. I wish I had more money where I could just go do stuff, or I was down on Olathe and I could say, okay, I'm going to walk on this path today, or I'm going to walk on that path tomorrow, that kind of thing. Right. Or trail, I guess they call them. But I can't. I used to drive around and heal communities, and they used that against me. They knew I was out there singing religious songs and healing communities. They knew that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the same as, what was her name? Elizabeth Smart. They tried to act like I'm the Elizabeth Smart guy. Believe me, if they tried to get me to grow a beard like that, believe me, and dress like that, they really did. Naples did that. It was a psychological operation. No, people just don't appear before me like that. But they do, I guess. But it would be marked by God as being God's movement. No, they weren't investigating. It's not investigation. It's psychological torture with the goal of psychologically adulterating a person. It's Project Artichoke in an advanced manner. Again, when we look at, I guess, MVXIM, that's what they're using in law enforcement, those sex cult techniques. But you can use it in open community. Why? Because it's the government. Again, if, I forget the leader's name. There's an R. But if their leader went out into your city and tried to do it without a lot of money, I mean, he'd have to be almost a billionaire, if not a billionaire, to do it. They do it. Again, we have that mega church, and it owns that community. They could probably do it there. But let's say they came to Kansas City and they wanted to take it over without the government, it'd be very difficult to do it. But again, that's what we do see, connections like that with the government, with the law enforcement. So it's a cult. So what they point at the LDS, again, they have some sheriffs and stuff, and they say there's some hanky-panky as far as law enforcement. Right. You're having that here possibly. There could be some big churches here with a lot of money. And again, these fake Christian billionaires and millionaires, I mean, it's an oxymoron. I can agree to some money, but the amount of money they have is, no, it doesn't exist. Well, you couldn't attract people without the building? Well, that's false. The system would kill you. You see, what you're confusing what you're saying. You would not be part of if you didn't do what you're doing in your church, you wouldn't be part of the beast. but you would still attract people because then there would be a large movement. Again, if you decrease the size of the beast, which is what's happening here in Johnson County, and it's not against gay people or anything like that. Again, it empowers gay people to realize that they are just a product of their environment. That's who they are. But there is the idea that it wasn't supposed to happen. So how did it happen? Again, trans people help that argument, actually. The trans people are the next step past being gay per se. In other words, as far as visually having a life that's much different than, let's say, heterosexuals. So when you look at that part of the world, you can say, okay, something happened there. And then you can try to, adjust from there. And the idea is this: trans people wish it didn't happen, most of them. I mean, they're living their joy, as they call it, because that's what they're dealt. And they're going to, it is a disability. I don't know if you realize that that's how it's developed, that it's a disability. And in fact, it may actually qualify for some sort of disability. So we get to that point, we have to question, well, how did it happen? Why did it happen? Well, the people are moving spells on the planet. Whether you're a woman born in a man's body or a man born in a woman's body or just somebody that has a hormonal issue or somebody that did it, we go down all the reasons that, if science were to move in the directions that I'd say, they would probably find something. That means that something changed. When it changes, there's a metaphysical impetus to cause that change. So when God says a man and a woman, that is the original intention. But what I see here before me is not the original intention, even if I don't look at homosexual, LGBTQ and all of that. If I don't even look at that, I can see the original tension not happening. And the biggest part of that is the church and the religions. So again, what are they doing? The same thing they're doing to me. Switch up, change up. We're not the issue. You're the issue. But that's why they do it. That's why they run the gang operations and they use gay spells. And it's all metaphysics. I've started from the beginning telling you that. That tree looks like it looks and is right there because of metaphysics. It drives the physical world. So the physical world does exist. Because that tree has to be there because of A, B, or C, whatever it is. Somebody said, the person may not even know they caused that tree, or the number of people. Because again, it's the billions and billions and trillions of people that have been on the earth and that have projected their wills. They cause a change, and that's where gay comes from. That's where the pine tree comes from. So again, I'm trying to neutralize what I'm saying because they're going to work people against what I'm saying that are gay. But there is a reality to evil, but it doesn't mean it's because you're gay, because you're heterosexual, because you have money, because you're poor. But generally, rich people project spells, and they cause failures in our lives because money is worshipped. If money wasn't worshipped, then that wouldn't be a delineator. Jesus would have never said about the eye of the, it's easier for a camel to go to through an eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. And it's also what they're paying on the planet. They're paying for evil. But it didn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be. But again, if you're not going to give it up, then God will destroy everything. So they're psychologically manipulating people to act out so they can take advantage of the acting out. It's not a test. Again, go to clinical psychology. If somebody does A in somebody's life, it can cause B. They know that. Do it enough times and you cause B. Person heals from it, go back, do A, and B happens again. So they're not investigating anything. Even if they're going to run a couple investigations that are real and get a big name for themselves so they can do everything else that they want to do in Satan's kingdom as the Antichrist of the beast. And call themselves church and everything else. Over an hour. Walked for an hour. This guy's nice. So black guy works a really nice, very kind person. Just start working. You heard him on air. for, I guess, a brief second there. Hi, how are you? All right. So he's like a really nice person for, because again, this is a thankless type of job, cleaning up trash or moving linen, that kind of thing. So the doves are here. The only reason I'm probably here is because the mourning doves are here. That's an owl. Wait a minute. You can actually, if the mourning doves wire in, you can read them. Like he just moves his head over this way, whatever that way. Oh, Stay America. He just gave me the Stay America cue. You know how somebody takes their head and like says, wants you to like look or go a certain direction. He just did it. Or she, I don't know. That way. The mourning dove moved his head, and then it meant Overland Park PD. He did it towards the station. And then guess what he did next? He puffed his chest out. God does that. I had a life like that. That happened all the time. Y'all killed it. God would like present animals doing all sorts of stuff. It was great. Birds used to like, when I'd be driving to New York to heal it, they'd swoop down, would fly next to me. We're going to heal New York. That was one of my first healing missions, to heal the city of New York, or New York City, as well as Newark and Edison. That's my first mission when I woke up. Actually, no, I did a little bit in Philadelphia first, and Camden. Camden was a big one. Oh, Camden had so many demons. Oh, my God. No, people get possessed. People hate them. It could have been the cops. I don't know. So, again, statements have been made. Everybody knows it's corrupt. Guys out here running. Yeah, I don't see you do that midday yesterday, huh? No, they did this for 30. I don't want to hear that you're not part of 30 years of the story of my life. I really don't want to hear it. You all know that you would be part of it if you could be part of it. And are part of it in other people's lives. So again, nothing that you do, all of you, is okay till you pay me my money. Never going to change. Eventually take you all to hell. Okay. They saw when I was in Texas that my life was coming up. I started seeing doctors where, my health was good. I was going to made a plan. I had a financial plan for long-term health care. Everything was coming up, and they killed me. And they most likely drugged me. They could do it with food in the store. They're that sick. They're that sick. Guaranteed. Talking CIA level technology. Whether it's KGB or someone else, it's neither here nor there. CIA is not going to stop it. But again, obviously, I didn't have my cameras working because you turned the power off. I'm sure that's how they did it there also. It took me a while to go. So they're still trying to focus people. What they're trying to do is focus me on other people. Focus people on me as being the thing, and focus me on other people as being the thing. I told my friend, you never know who's physically it. I mean, at this point, I know that law enforcement is involved. But again, exactly who it is, one guy looked like he was part of it. The other guy probably part of it too. Well, because you're doing it. You're not protecting the community, all of you. You're actually unprotecting the community by keeping a seer out. Everybody knows that's what you're all doing at this point. A real seer, not the, the cookie seers. Trump, President idiot. Oh my God, we have to work for that man. Trump's the devil, man. Trump's a devil. Yes, my God. Again, the signs were kind of scary. Trump's not the son of perdition, that's for sure, because he manifested with sin. The son of perdition will probably look holy. But when it's like the trump of God and all that, that was getting kind of scary. Remember, Satan reads the Bible, and that's what I was trying to tell you. Satan alters people to look a certain way in the Bible. But again, that's why God says, God looks at the heart. So no matter what they do to change the external, God looks at the inside. If you possess somebody to beat someone up and they beat them up, it's in your account, not in the person you possessed. You all say stuff like, they should be stronger, and if they were God, that's all bullshit. If you're a devil and you possess somebody, the sin is in your account. So all that crime you saw out there, all that sin you saw out there, and you all thought it was funny, it's in your account. You're all not going to heaven. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise